And with just over a week until Cincinnati voters cast their ballots for mayor, crime and safety has become a key issue in that contest. This as Cincinnati's police chief was placed on leave earlier this week pending an internal investigation. For more, let's bring in the Cincinnati Republican mayoral candidate Corey Bowman. We reached out to, by the way, the Democratic opponent, the incumbent Cincinnati's mayor, but we did not receive a response. Great to have you with us, Corey. I think a lot of people, frankly, in the Queen City on the Plains would feel very strongly, or the Queen City, rather, on the Plains would be Denver, would feel very strongly that you need a city that is going to be run by people who are ethical. You need a city who is going to be run by people who understand the needs of their citizens. And for all the growth that we've seen in Cincinnati, and it is a dynamic city, it still has a lot of issues, especially with respect to traffic and crime and affordability. What's your plan to make things better?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you so much for having us on this morning. When we started this race, a lot of people want to focus on the fact that I'm the first Republican in 16 years to run. But when we dive down into the issues that are affecting the city, I don't really see these as partisan issues. We're talking about public safety. We're talking about infrastructure, our decaying infrastructure and our roads that people are fed up with, and then where the money is being spent in our city budget. And that's what we're running on. When it comes to the public safety, there are a lot of things from City Hall that are tying the hands of our officers. We have to allow them to do their job. We have to allow them to enforce all crimes, even low-level crimes. We have to up the staffing because currently right now we're 20% understaffed from our police force. And then we have to put pressure on the judges to be able to hold the criminals accountable. And those are the key things that we're working on to be able to show people that we're the right candidate in the just over a week before our next election.
When you hear about a chief being suspended or placed on leave, I think that speaks volumes about what's happening, although there are people who would argue this is political. Can you explain why you think this is happening and what that means for the city?
Yeah, well, over the course of the summer specifically, a lot of people have called for the resignation of the chief. They've called for a lot of action to take place. But when we run our race, we're saying that we really believe that from City Hall, this is the problem from trickle down incompetence, from the mayor's office and the city manager's office. And then what we're finding out as this police chief is seeking litigation against the city, we're seeing that that's exactly the case, that from the mayor and the city manager's office, that the chief has suggested things to help with the crime over the summer months, and she's been turned down by that. And so, just 2 weeks before an election, they make a play to basically ask her to resign, and a lot of people aren't buying it. They see this as a political stunt, that she's a scapegoat to be able to save face with their voters, but a lot of people don't really see it as the reality.
I've got a full screen I want to share for the folks at home. This is actually the mayor making a statement on the leave by the chief, and it reads in part, the election has nothing to do with this decision, or really any of the decisions that we take in this office. Our number one priority continues to be public safety. Having been to the city many, many times, I happen to think it's a delightful place, not just for sports, but also it's very walkable, and yet crime is an issue. And if you don't get a handle on it, frankly, the voters will move you out of that job. And I think that's the main focus here, is it not?
No, it absolutely is, because it's not just the people that live in the city, but people that are visiting for, whether it be like what you just said, for games, for broadcast, for entertainment, whatever reason people come to visit our city, which it's an amazing city to be a part of. People are not coming downtown in the way that they should because of, it's not just a perception, it's a reality that there's a lot of areas that are unsafe. It's not just the bad areas. There's an area in our Fountain Square district where it's in our central business district. Many of our key businesses are there, and we've seen 2 shootings over the last month in that area. And so these are things that people care about, not just from a stakeholder perspective, a business perspective, but also from a family and resident area. And that's what we're focusing on.
Well, for the people who don't know, you are related to the Vice President of the United States. Does that help you?
Well, for one, I mean, I'm just so amazed at being able to call my brother the vice president of the United States and to be able to see all that he's accomplished. So there's no way that we're ashamed of that. But when it comes to this city race, I think we're all under the understanding that we have to run it on city issues. And actually, what a lot of voters have told us is that they don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. They care about the city issues. They're tired of City Hall copying and pasting national politics. And that's unfortunately, what ends up happening with a lot of these races is that people are running it to use the city as a stepping stone for a higher office. But we have to focus on our streets to keep them safe, to keep them clean, and to keep them prosperous.
Well, that and some good chili will get a lot of people to back you, my friend. Great to see you, Corey Bowman. Good luck. Thank you for your time today.
Kevin, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.